Thanks for joining CBS News 24/7 on this Friday. I'm Lindsay Reiser, and we start with breaking news. President Biden is meeting with his cabinet and Vice President Harris at the White House, and he was asked and discussed some of the happenings that have been taking place in the Middle East, including increased tensions between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon. Let's listen to this. Just happened moments ago.
Thank you so much.
The peace process. We're continuing to try to do what we tried from the beginning to make sure that both the people in northern Israel as well as southern Lebanon are able to go back to their homes and go back safely. And the Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense, our whole team is working in the intelligence community to try to get that done. We're going to keep at it till we get it done, but we've got a way to go.
To the Lebanon.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. We're moving this way. Thank you so much.
Is it realistic to get to a ceasefire deal, or has too many bad things happened that make it difficult?
If I ever said it's not realistic, we might as well leave. A lot of things don't look realistic until we get them done. We have to keep at it. Thank you.
Thank you, Press.
Thank you so much for making our way out. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Press.
That was President Biden speaking there. You saw Secretary of State Antony Blinken to his right, and he was asked about the situation in the Middle East, the ongoing tensions and the recent escalation there in the region. The president was asked about a ceasefire deal, and he said things don't look realistic until we get them done. Let's go ahead and get you caught up to speed on exactly what has been happening, because attacks have been intensifying between Hezbollah and Israel. Earlier today, the Israeli military carried out an airstrike in Beirut targeting a senior Hezbollah commander. This was the third strike by Israel on Beirut this year. Lebanon's health ministry says at least 9 people are dead and dozens injured. It comes after forces in Lebanon fired more than 100 rockets into Israel earlier today. CBS News contributor Robert Berger joins us now from Jerusalem. Robert, always good to have you on. What can you tell us about this latest round of attacks and where things stand?
Very heavy fighting today on the northern border between Israel and Hezbollah. Hezbollah has actually fired already 200 rockets across the border, and Israel has responded with some of the heaviest airstrikes we've seen since the start of the conflict 11 months ago. And the Home Front Command has urged Israelis in the north of Israel to avoid mass gatherings and to stay close to bomb shelters.
We have learned that top Hezbollah member Ibrahim Aqil was targeted in the Israeli strike. What more do we know?
Yes, the Israelis are saying it was Ibrahim Aqil, who is one of the top commanders of Hezbollah. He has been the head of the Radwan force, which is the top commando unit of Hezbollah that has been really at the forefront of a lot of the attacks, the cross-border attacks against Israel. He's also part of the Jihad Council, which is one of the top military bodies of Hezbollah. The attack occurred in the Dahia neighborhood of Beirut, which is known as a Hezbollah stronghold. Israeli aircraft firing several missiles, flattening 2 buildings there.
So I want to ask you about what we just heard from the president, and also this larger conversation we've been having with you about whether all these concerns are leading to a possible escalation into a wider regional conflict. What can you tell us right now about whether a widespread ground war is coming, or the feeling on the ground? And also, what do you make of the president's comments there saying that nothing is realistic until we get something done?
The U.S., of course, wants a ceasefire, both in Gaza and in Lebanon, to de-escalate this situation, which is really starting to reel, I won't say out of control, but it's getting to be a very dangerous situation. Right now, I don't see a ceasefire that the president wants on the horizon. This attack by the Israelis on a top Hezbollah commander is basically raising the ante. Now, the question is, how is Hezbollah going to respond? I think the Israelis are sending a message to Hezbollah to stop these cross-border attacks and to back down. Now, the Hezbollah leader said yesterday that he won't do that. And we're seeing this, we saw over 200 missiles flying across the border today. And basically, the question now is how does Hezbollah respond? Do they escalate? Do they attack Tel Aviv, for instance, and then send the region reeling toward possibly a major regional conflict?
Robert Berger, thank you.
Thank you.